Hi besties, it's me. Before I start this video, I'd like to clarify a few things. First, I'm playing on a phone, and so that's kind of why the quality is really bad. Second, I'm in my closet for it to be quiet, so ignore if you hear any, background noise. And last thing, the Roblox game that I'm playing is called Paint an Album, so you can paint an album or whatever. I don't know. It's really fun. But anyways, into the video. So basically, the other day I was, being lazy and I was scrolling on YouTube until one of my favorite, not necessarily favorite, but familiar YouTuber by the name of Tally Balls showed up on my YouTube page. And it was about something titled the Joe Hawley incident, which I was not familiar with. And right now, thinking about it, I really wish I still wasn't. But basically, the Joe Hawley incident, it happened like 3, 4, 5 years ago. I don't know. And I don't know why people are still holding it over his head or something, but Joe Hawley's been getting a lot of harass and slaughter and hate, and I don't understand why. And yeah, I kind of see why. Okay, now, basically, I didn't read the whole doc because there were 83 pages, but I read most of them. I read like 20 or something. But anyways, basically what they were about is about this girl who I guess idolized Joe Hawley and then somehow got his number or whatever and started talking about, I don't know, what they like and blah 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 blah. Okay, so basically from what I heard, that Joe Hawley was dead naming her and I guess not being very nice. At least that's what I heard. And maybe even a bit of transphobia to one of her close friends. Basically, this girl's name was Eden and her dead name was something else that I can't pronounce. I don't know. But basically, I'm just going to call her Eden. Basically, from what I'm hearing in the story, people are telling me Joe Hawley has been transphobic and homophobic and maybe even racist, which, first of all, I'd like to spread my own opinion that I don't believe all of this. I believe most of it, but I do not believe all of it. I genuinely don't know why I'm making this video. I mean, I heard about it and it kind of concerned me because people are like, oh, you shouldn't support Joe Hawley, he's a bad person, when basically we all know, I'm pretty sure most of the Tally Hall community knows that Joe Hawley has been struggling with mental illness and a disorder. So I'm not saying that we could just forget this ever happened, but I'm just saying I feel like we could stop talking about it. It happened like 5 years ago. I think we could let it go now. Like, yeah, sure, you could still talk about it, but there's no reason to keep slaughtering Joe Hawley and like slandering his name. There's no reason for that. I'm just spreading my own opinion. I'm not trying to send anything that people shouldn't believe this, and this. They can believe what they want, but I don't believe most of this. Because I saw screenshots from the doc and stuff, which I will show you here in a sec. But basically the screenshots were of Joe Hawley and Eden texting, and Joe Hawley saying that her and her mom were sexist. Basically what I'm seeing here is from Joe Hawley's disorder and mental illness that this has caused him to do some really bad things and has been telling himself to do, I cannot say this on YouTube. I will get demonetized, but let's just say it was substances and that are illegal. And another thing was that he convinced Eden to take a nutmeg, which was a sort of a substance, which I saw in these texts. Also, I know I should have mentioned this at the start, but basically, Eden is 17 years old. Well, at the time of this situation, she was 17. She's probably like 20 now, but whatever. Basically knowing she was a child. Well, still legally a child. So
we know that this was kind of illegal to sell nutmeg and substances to this young underager that Joe Hawley called it.
Okay, now one of the reasons I don't believe this is because I saw Tallyball's video on about how we got the hacker contact of someone who was a part of this situation and basically pretending to be Joe Hawley, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But basically, his profile picture was AI generated, and that's what I saw in the text. Another thing is the context said Joe Hawley, not Joseph Hawley, which is his whole name. So why are we using, I guess, but yeah. Another thing is just, why would you be rude to a fan? Look, I understand if your fan was a pedophile or a Trump supporter, but that doesn't mean you could be rude to them. Like that girl, Eden, was being so nice. So I don't understand why Joe Hawley would be so rude. This is just from my perspective, okay? You can believe what you want. Another thing is he was just using really, really big words, which, okay, I'm not trying to make this about myself, but I'm pretty good at reading, and everyone says that too. My mom says it, my dad says it, heck, even my brother says it. So I can read pretty big words, but the words that were in these texts they were just really big, and I couldn't really understand them when I'm a good reader myself. And yeah, I know Joe Hawley uses big words in his music too, but not that big of words, so I'm still questioning if this is really Joe Hawley. And now, before I continue, I'd like to mention that, this is locally my opinion, and I'd like to tell you that because I understand that a lot of people think Joe Hawley is a bad person now, but yes, I believe that, but used to be. Think about it now. Tally Hall is not popular anymore. It is extremely rare to find a Tally Hall fan in 2026 because this generation is fucking cooked. But yeah, you can believe this all you want, but I'm sharing my opinion that I don't believe everything in the story because I'm getting pretty suspicious about it, and I don't even know why I'm talking about it. It happened forever ago. Now, just to make sure this was really, really Joe Hawley, I decided to do some research about it, and I found a few videos on YouTube, and I also found some, documents and Reddit posts on Google and just other, webs. And I don't even use Reddit. I don't have it. I just know that people on there are crazy. So I decided to go on the Reddit page, and I saw people writing about it, and they were writing about 1 or 2 years ago, but I saw someone write about it 5 days ago, which now would be 3 weeks ago, because I saw it a month ago. The thing is, people are still, not a lot, but people are still focusing on this, which I don't get. This happened a while ago. I genuinely feel like we could forget about it. I'm not saying that not actually forget about it, but just stop holding it over Joe Hawley's head. It's not like he's gonna magically come back one day, but I kind of wish. But yeah, I think we should let this go. Anyways, guys, have a great day, and guess I'll see you later. Bye.